What is up, everybody? I'm the Aggro, and we're back with after a 1 week break. We're back with Armor with Aggro, and we are going to be talking about statuses and what they do and how they affect the game. Because I've seen a lot of people ignore using status in favor of like power or setup move. Never underestimate how good a status effect can do. Like what a status effect can do for you. It can change the tide of the game really fast. Now, let me go over the status effects. We're really going to talk about the main three. There is Sleep and Freeze that we're not going to talk about today. I'll give you a brief thought about Sleep, though. Sleep has a force move called Rest that lets you fall asleep for 2 turns guaranteed and heals you. Other Pokemon can let you fall asleep or make you fall asleep with like Sleep Powder, Hypnosis, Dark Void, Spore. All those moves. Those are all affected by a thing called Magic Bounce or Overcoat affects Spore. And then there's Insomnia, which, like it describes, basically prevents you from falling asleep. Now, Sleep has a 10% chance to wake up at the first turn, and then it keeps stacking the longer you stay asleep. It keeps adding on more percentages to wake up. It's just probability. Freeze is very similar, but Freeze, there is no way to self-inflict Freeze, and Freeze is, I think the only ratio to ever get a Freeze is a 10% from moves. There is no status move like Spore or anything that lets you put someone frozen. But in the same sense, there are only 2 moves that let you unfreeze. Flare, Blitz, and Scald. Those will force you to unfreeze and let you use the move. So if you ever have a Mon with Scald, let it get frozen. Let it be the one that risks the freeze, is what I'm trying to say. And grass types are immune to Spore, obviously. Weather Goggles is also a great Safety Goggles. Safety Goggles makes you immune to all powder moves, so Poison Powder, Paralysis, and Stun Spore, and Sleep Powder, and Spore, and all those are immune. You're immune to those. You're also immune to weather effects, so it's actually pretty good if you want to keep a Snurdy intact or something. But I would not recommend Weather Goggles on every team you use. It's a very situational, unless you're trying to deliberately counter a certain mon. Like, I have a counter to a Moongus in RU. Like, a Moongus is a common Spore user in RU and OU. And Drapion with Weather Goggles or Safety Goggles dead counters it. Can't be spored, and it's resistant to its 2 stabs, so it turns it to setup fodder. Now we've got a team here that uses a lot of different statuses, so it's pretty bad because I'm focusing on don't use this many statuses. Don't use this many status-based mons. I'm trying to get examples of it as best as I can live. Invincible. I'm gonna take a drink. So we're going to get a game here. Alright, there it is. So we've got a game against a pretty good-looking PU team. He's probably going to stop me. Like I said, this team is not that good. It's just trying to show off. He's got a Guts user. That Raticate is probably Guts. What Guts is if you're affected by a status effect, you get a plus 50% to your attack stat. And it ignores Burn's effect. Burn's effect drops your attack by half. So burning a physical attacker is obviously pretty good of an option. A lot of walls like to carry a burning move of some kind. And the counter to walls would be a Toxic-like move. Toxic racks up extra damage over time. It goes up by 8% every time. So it starts at 6%, not 8, sorry. 6, then 12, then 18, then 24, then 30, then 36, then 42. And every turn, and so as you can see, they can't stay in forever. You've stopped the wall from walling you. So we're going to lead with Kadabra here. As the game lags a little bit. Now we're good. Now we all good. Alright, so he leads with Giraffe Reg. This is not a good matchup for me, but I'm going to protect 1 turn to get my Flame Lord. So he Hyper Voices. Now he's a Psychic type. Normally I'd go into my special wall of Roselia. Instead, I'll go into my Pachirisu. So he gets his Guts boost off with his Raticate, and that's no good for me. So he's probably gonna hurt. Yeah, see the Guts boost plus Facade, which gets another damage boost while he's status. The combo is actually really powerful. I think my best hope here is to live with the Minion. Yeah, I wasn't building this team with like walls in mind or anything, so that's not bueno. That's no bueno. Alright, so he U-turns, which does a good jump, even though it's not stab or anything because of Guts. So he goes into Dusknoir. Here would be a good time for me to have Toxic. I don't have Toxic, I have U-turn on here for reliability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to U-turn here, get the switch, get a little extra chip damage, and go into Flareon. In case he Guts, or in case he Toxics. And so he Toxics, and now I have the Guts boost. So now I have a stats boost of 1.5. And it's a dead Dusknoir. So essentially, what Guts can do for you is it's like giving you a choice band without locking you into any moves, but you have to be ready to take a little bit extra damage. Now he's in with his Raticate, and that is a problem. That is indeed a problem. I'm gonna go for the Quick Attack and see if he went for the Sucker Punch. And if not, that's fine. I can get a little extra chip damage on this Raticate, prevent him from running through the rest of my team. So we're gonna protect. Alright, so he moved. Yeah, he switches. I'm gonna go for Psycho Shift here and just pass my burn onto this Draft Rig. Just get some residual damage. Just get a little extra damage. And he hits me up with a Psychic. He does a good chunk. I'm gonna go for a Psyshock here as he goes into Luxray. He is Intimidate Luxray, which is interesting. It appears he's Scarfed Luxray as well. We're going to test if he's Scarfed. He is indeed Scarfed Luxray. That is a good thing to know. He went for Volt Switch, so I have the initiative now. Alright, so I'm going to go into Ursaring here. I should outspeed. I do not outspeed. This was a bad call on my part. I will outspeed after one turn, because I will be getting my Quick Feet. Now, Quick Feet does count the attack drop from burn. So be careful with that. Ah, that did a lot. That is Specs. That is definitely a Specs. So he's going for Sucker Punch here, trying to... Got him. So I'm going to protect here, just to let him die to his own burn. That's the problem with Guts users, is that they do have a lot of residual damage. But back to the Quick Feet. You want to Toxic your Quick Feet user is the most ideal situation. Paralyze, you ignore Paralysis. Paralysis gives you... What is it? It's a 1/4 your speed reduction. And a 25% chance to not move at all. To not move at all. So be careful when you're doing that one. Now let's see if I can get a burn here with my Scald. Nope, not yet. So we're just gonna go for Scald again. No burn yet. And he's got Freeze Dry, that's interesting. That certainly is interesting. Alright, so we kill with Roselia. That's the good news. And Roselia has Natural Cure, which is, he forfeits. So we're going to keep talking for a little bit. Natural Cure, when you switch out, you lose your status effect. So it's great for a status absorber if they've got like a mon that keeps spamming Toxic or Will-O-Wisp on your team. Go into your natural cure user, soak up the Toxic, make them switch, soak up the damage, soak up the status, and then switch out and you'll be fine. Magic Guard users obviously don't take any damage from Burn or Toxic. So but they do get the drop to their attack from Burn, and they do get the speed drop from Paralysis. So be careful what you switch in with Magic Guard. Most Magic Guard users are special attackers anyway. Just a thought, though, in case you're running, like, Physical out of the Kazam. Yeah, so that's about right. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's about it. Be careful, playing around with status is a lot of fun. It's a little tricky. I didn't get to show off the Pachirisu. It had Nuzzle, which would show off the Paralysis. That's about it. Yeah, have some fun with status moves, guys. They're a lot of fun. Don't overuse them. And it's great. They're great for wall breaking. They're great for offensive mon breaking. You can slow down something that's going to sweep through your team. If you can get a paralysis on something that's about to run through your team because it's high speed, now you don't have to worry about that. It's at 1/4 its speed, and you could probably take it out with a lot of other mons on your team. Or you could burn something that's at a lot of high attack, and now it's a little more manageable. Or like something's really bulky. It's got like a bunch of boosts up, like a bunch of defense boosts up. Toxic it and wait. Yeah. Sleep and freeze are not recommended because they have a chance to be removed. Like they have a chance to just go away on their own, so they're not really that good. Sleep is good because you have reliable sleepers like Spore. But it's also just not reliable, like... It's not reliable is the word, but you can play around with it. Like, feel free. Freeze is not something I would ever rely on. It's 10% no matter what you do, and it's very high chance of being removed. It's just something that exists in the metagame, and you're gonna have to get used to it. Don't ever call it hacks. Like, it's bad luck, and yeah. But, you're just gonna have to deal with it. We have Heal Bell, we have Aromatherapy, you have tons of stuff to remove statuses, and be aware of those too. You don't want to ever get caught against a guy who can spam T-Wave on your entire team without a Heal Beller. Trust me, it's not fun. Alright guys, I've been the Aggro. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you next time. Rock and roll.